Alright guys, yo. Alright, so Bitcoin. See ourselves above 1, 2, 3 of our 4 previous peaks here. That's pretty nice. Was not expecting that overnight. Usually with a rising wedge like this, you're gonna see 2/3 of the time she's gonna pull back. And we're so strong right now that we actually pulled up, so very nice sign here. Also, time to get rid of these pullbacks here. Just trying to show this pullback here, most recent, very natural, only 25.6% roughly of a pullback, which is, you know, very reminiscent to a bunch of normal pullbacks that we've had throughout time. See the March crash, that's a severe, almost 65% pullback. The 2018 crash, 45%. And our May crash, 51%. So these are real bear market crashes. Those ones are. This original one here obviously bringing on this crash here, and then the COVID crash, of course, which probably wasn't going to happen if it wasn't for COVID, but it did lead us up on this move here. And then of course on the way up, a bunch of normal looking pullbacks. Excuse me, 1 second here. But yeah, no need for these now. It's pretty apparent that we are back in a bull trend here. This is just a normal pullback, so nothing to be explained, nothing to be feared on this. It's those 40+% pullbacks we really got to be scared of here. But yeah, look at this. We have one more all-time high to get past here. I also want to take a look on the daily at this move here. Notice we had a pullback, and then we had this big rally, which it's kind of reminiscent of what's going on right now. See the double dump like we had, 1, 2, into a rally back, into a rising wedge, into a peak right here before our next pullback. Now let's compare that to what's going on right now. Double dump, into recovery, into rising wedge, into to think. We're gonna have to hit resistance somewhere. Are we just gonna break and hit new all-time highs today, or in the next few days here, or are we set for some sort of pullback? Obviously our MACD is fully extended here. Doesn't mean we can't go further. Stochastic has been maxed out for over a week now. Almost maybe 2 weeks even. 2nd of October or so we have been on overbought on the stochastic. And then yeah, RSI, so we're overbought on the stochastic, and we're also overbought on the RSI, but not so severely on the RSI. However, you know, we usually when we approach these ranges that we're at now, we do get a pullback. If we draw a line on the RSI here, get rid of that line while we're here. But yeah, so if you see, make this a little bit wider actually. See this line here. Zoom in a little bit. But yeah, every time we touch this line, it does seem like we're having a pullback. Even getting close to the line here. Let's take a look at this move. And we're basically as far touching that line as we've been, so not an entry. Let's go down to some shorter time frames here. I'm not seeing much in the 4 hour here. Let's go with 1 hour. MACD pretty overextended, RSI also pretty extended, and then we're definitely still in a bullish trend. See the 50 EMA in gray right here. We haven't tested it in a minute since 57K. And then the pink is the EMA 5 over the EMA 13, and so yeah, we're seeing a lot of tests of the 13. We're above the 5, but we know on all trends, bullish or bearish, we're gonna come back and we're gonna test the 50. We're gonna test all three of these levels. So definitely not a buy signal. Be foolhardy to buy here. Take a look at the 15s. Very similar story. Go back to the 4 hour for a second. Just want to look at volume. Well, there's Bitcoin, given the market's strength. So what does this mean? This essentially means that we're healthy, we're recovered. Everyone who was fearful here, which was an okay place to have a little bit of concern, because as they've been highlighted on some other channels with the Wyckoff distribution, you know, we had this whole Wyckoff distribution followed by a Wyckoff accumulation, and then a move that was starting to look kind of similar to this move. And yeah, there's a lot of fear right here, thinking, is this the time when we're going to come back down? And in fact, maybe even down, maybe even further. Was this the dead cat bounce? And Well, given this move, I think we have our answer. Peace, calm, tranquility. Everyone's happy. Bitcoin's pumping. Hope you got in. Okay, let's take a look at traditional markets now. This dollar currency index is still going, yet it's unaffecting Bitcoin, which is really nice. Typically, this chart here is going to be contrary to Bitcoin, and when it shows weakness, Bitcoin shows strength, and it's kind of recovering. It's got its own golden cross right here, and yeah, Bitcoin's moving against it. Very good sign. We're starting to notice potentially a decoupling of Bitcoin from traditional markets. US bonds just went through a big crash, also recovering. Bitcoin seemingly unaffected. This move here was a really good sign for Bitcoin, and the fact that it's recovering and Bitcoin doesn't care, great sign. It's showing that Bitcoin does not care about the US as much as it did once upon a time. Here's a very interesting chart. This is the S&P. And I drew some lines here a couple of days ago of potentials. Looks like we're doing a recovery on a reverse head and shoulders. You can see lower low, lower low, higher low, all with the same neckline roughly. And so yeah, it looks like we are having this move play out and not this collapse play out. Back above the 50, we did not test the 200. Still though, a lot of weakness here, and typically this is a sign that Bitcoin is going to show weakness as well, which means the fact that Bitcoin has been performing during this weakness. Zoom out a little bit, show you how weak it really was. We have not really spent time below the 50 since last year, basically. So the fact that Bitcoin's been doing well throughout all this is just an amazing sign. Take a look at Japan. So Japan has had a little bit of a death cross recently. Does look like we're above the lines now. It might have a little golden cross. It means a lot less considering how these lines have traveled up beside each other. The death cross means a lot less too. But yeah, Japan's looking alright. Sort of sideways for a while. Now China, the Hang Seng index from Chinese real estate issues, not even FUD, but real issues happening in China right now. Big, this is a real death cross right here. You got the 200 crossing over top of the 50 with a big gap. Super weakness in China, and there was definitely fears that this was going to bring down cryptocurrency markets as well, which did not happen. Life is looking good, boys. Now when I want to take a look at total, and it looks like today's the day that the cryptocurrency market cap hit 2.6 trillion. We're at new all-time highs, boys. Not this second, but we hit new all-time highs today. And we know at any time it's going to come back down. It's going to test the 50 like it did back here on the way up. Test, until the inevitable collapse below during the May dump. But man, it's looking strong. We might just blast through. Total 2. Not quite there yet, but we do have this sick cup and handle forming. We know how that tends to go. Shorts, nothing to be concerned about. Had some shorts the other day, but nothing compared to what it was a few months ago. Dominance. Really important chart to be tracking here. So we're up above the 200. Of course, dominance is going to go up when Bitcoin pumps so hard. It's just sort of how it has to be. This is a chart we want to see a reversal on at any time, though. Once we see this top set in here and we see some kind of a reversal, you know, particularly if Bitcoin is going to remain stagnant, we are going to see altcoins pump off this. So what we want to see is Bitcoin dominance start to collapse anytime here. Might not be for a minute though. We'll see. So a lot of pros to Bitcoin right now with this ETF approval. It might be Bitcoin's show for a minute here. Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum dominance starts to switch gears here. Still kind of looking at this from the overall market cap perspective. Actually, you know what? Let's instead of looking at Ethereum, let's look at USDT dominance. So USDT, being the most popular stable coin, is going to provide us with some information as to how the market is feeling about how the market is essentially feeling about being in cryptocurrencies in general. When the market's fearful, they sell into Tether. So when USDT dominance rises, when it rises, we are in a bearish trend in crypto. When it drops, we're in a bullish trend. So obviously being down these lows here, we are being on these lows, we're in a good position here. Although there is this support line I just drew right here. Definitely something to be watching. We did just get a real death cross here. We'll see if these decouple a little bit more. My thoughts is that this is going to break down in all likelihood. Maybe test it, maybe do have a little bit of a bounce on the next pullback if Bitcoin does decide to dump, come back down, test, break down, retest, collapse. Maybe not that far, but something that looks along those lines. Something like that. Possibly though, if we are just showing strength, it'll hang out here for a minute, break down, boom. New all-time lows potentially very soon. Okay, so that's a bit of the broad stroke right there. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Let's start getting the altcoins here. Yeah, so Ethereum on the daily looks really, really good. Let's see, we tested the 50 for a while. And now we're breaking up past it here. Still haven't covered the September pullback. We're not too far from all-time highs in Ethereum as well. And if we go and we take a look at, here it is, path to the alt season. We'll see. Bitcoin has just been pumping right now. Ethereum is making its moves, but is Ethereum done? Is Ethereum, or you know, like typical, if Bitcoin just keeps pumping, are we gonna hang out here for a minute and then go test all-time highs? Stochastic is maxed. RSI doesn't show us too much here. MACD also whatever. Take a look at it on the 4-hour here. Yep, 4-hour stochastic is still saying sell. We never even did have a death cross either. Take a look at the short term, definitely in a bull trend, obviously. Take a look at Cardano. Alright, so Cardano, after accumulating at the beginning of the year for a while, you know, people joking is a stable coin between $1 and $1.50. We hit this all-time high. Did a great trade here. Sold at 244 was my sell on this play. But then, of course, soon after we had the May crash. Got really lucky on that sell, actually. And if I would have held it, that would have been bad, but yeah. And of course, this was one of our strongest recoveries here. Yep. Be like tripling your money. And yeah, so we've been pulling back here. We have been establishing support. Drawing a line here. I've been deciding what colors I'm going to use for this stream for support and resistance. I like that orange. I was thinking about the blue that I had on Bitcoin, but felt like it was a little distracting on the eyes actually, so we'll see. I might change my mind here. Anyway, enough tinkering with that. Let's take a look. So we're below the 50, above the 200. This thing has done a crazy move though since, you know, let's see, about a year. 13 cents a year ago, so this is like 15x here. Pretty insane. Recent development deal with Link here for smart contracts. Let's see here. Kind of a weak drawing, but let's just keep track of Cardano right here. If this were some sort of pennant, then you would expect it to break down off of this. Although this is not the time of the season where we're at. And given what Bitcoin just did with its rising wedge, I don't know. It's tough to see a lot of these patterns breaking down at this point in the cycle. Take a look at Solana. Get rid of these previous divergences that I've drawn on here. So Solana has done an insane move too, and I'm a little bit worried about it because, you know, it's done this move. It's broken down. We are still above everything. We're still above the 50. We're still above the 200. We did break this support line here. We've broken a couple of support lines. You can see the first one I drew in green as well. On our strong move a while ago last month. Broke down off that. Now we've hit this support line, which I've drawn from back here. And also we've broken down off of it here, and this here might be a retest. And given what this crypto's done, it might be tired, and it might be time for this layer 1 money to be pushed into other projects. So I still believe in Solana in the long term, but I am a little bit skeptical. I'm not jumping into Solana right now. Polkadot. Now Polkadot, we had our dump. I drew a drawing here. It's playing out just a little bit slower than I thought it was going to be. I took an entry here at 32. It was actually back here, and I got stopped out. But the trend still plays out the same. So we broke 38, we broke this local high right here. And now we ask ourselves, are we going to go for a little bit of a retest? We did just pump. Or is this the retest? We're going to spend some time down here before heading up? Could very well be. I would top up here, if anywhere. Around the 38.65 mark. Polkadot, very, very strong project. I'll leave it at 2px here. Still trying to get the UI looking nice for everybody here. Now we can't look at DOT without looking at Kusama, the sister coin of Polkadot. Done some insane moves. Do have ourselves a golden cross here. We are trading like in between it. Definitely not looking as strong. However, lower market cap. Definitely got some gains to be made here. Does look like it's an accumulation here. Sort of a rising pattern.
typically with something like this, breakdown, uptrend, but barely. Typically we're gonna break down again, but again, this is one I don't see. Given the state of the market that we're in, this is probably going to be retesting this local top here relatively soon, but let's keep an eye on it here. Let's just keep going down the list. Avalanche. Recent all-time highs. We are below the 50, retesting it as resistance potentially. See, that's the thing with these layer ones. They've just pumped. We've got a lot of volume. The volume's starting to taper off. Stochastic is looking pretty good, though, I will admit here. One worth watching for sure. This could also just be a little RS flip right here. This former resistance flipping into support. Let's take a look at the Fibonacci on this. So we draw it from this former high down to the low, and with the goal of seeing, okay, what are our take profits here? So this project is super technologically advanced, super bullish on this project in the long term here. I don't like the fact that it's trading under the 50 right now. This might just be a fake out. This might actually just be a test, and we happen to be under it right now. I wouldn't enter, but this might be, we might want to hold out for our exit until we hit 95. We'll keep taking a look at this one. Luna, I love this project. Algorithmic stablecoin associated, strong layer 1 project. Done some moves, definitely done some moves, but word on the street is we're not over yet. And we can see our upward support line is sort of tracking the 50, our 50 better golden cross a while ago. Still technically on an uptrend here. Yeah. So this is a project that, despite it looking so high up, I would be I'm considering jumping into this one. Where we stand right here. Let's take a look at the fib on this. Are we gonna hit the 2618? And I think in all likelihood, most likely, yeah. Oof, super tempted to jump into Luna. Algorand. Same thing here. Look at this. Directly hit all-time highs right on the 618 line here. Now we've been accumulating here. I would probably look not to buy now. I would probably wait for us to get back to the 786 line here at about $1.06 here, or $1.60 rather. We are still accumulating here, and what looks, I really like this pattern actually. Algorand. So we hit that fib, that's great. Yeah, we've got a clear pennant drawing here. So if we draw roughly where this pennant started here, take our breakout point, that's going to give us our take profit around $3.20. This could be a solid double. I would be watching Algorand right now. trading above the 50. Algorand looks good. We should move some of these up. Luna, Algorand. Okay, let's take a look at our favorite oracle, Chainlink. So Chainlink is still not recovered. It is one of the weaker big caps. With that said, though, it is fundamentally a powerhouse, and it is, you know, it's been really slow. Like for a year, it's, you know, what, doubled from its, I guess, maybe 4x from down here, but still, compared to many, very, very slow. Like I said earlier, this is got a bunch of contracts with a bunch of different layer ones, but the most noticeable recent one would be Cardano. And so from here, to go retest all-time highs seemed very reasonable. 32%. Kind of looks like we have a cup and handle forming here in the daily. See a former pattern here as well. We can see some kind of head and shoulders pattern that formed, and that brought us down to here. And now it kind of looks like we have a cup and handle forming. So typically that's going to bring us back up. Let's take a look at VeChain. Another great oracle play. I like this one right here. So we had this one pump earlier in the year prior to the May crash. And we're just hanging out here. Not seeing anything worth watching though. Phantom. This one's been pumping. Oof. Look at that. Let's take a look at the fib here. Yeah, we hit the 2618. I'd say it's in no man's land now, although we could be making an RS flip. We take a look at that line right there. Maybe an RS flip happening. Also potentially building a flag, although it's still too soon. You gotta give Phantom some time. But with that said, I do like the way this one looks, so I'm gonna take a look at that there. Yeah, that's one we'll be watching for future streams 100%. Okay, Hathor. Yep, Hathor's showing a lot of weakness here. We have a golden cross that doesn't count. Just because of how close it is here. Really has been bleeding since the September dump. A little young, a little unheard of still for layer 1. This one needs a little bit more exposure, but solid technologic fundamentals on this one. Just like the next one. Take a look at Harmony here. Recent all-time highs. After a beautiful cup and handle. You could buy, this is in the buy zone right now. We're testing the old resistance as support. Let's draw that in there. Hopefully this isn't a fake out here. Definitely be watching for that. If I was to make an entry right now, I would put my stop loss probably like 19.9, some like right underneath where we're at now. Very tight stop loss if I'm gonna be trading Harmony at this point here. Definitely has cooled off a bit since it hit its all-time high here. And let's see, actually, from the resistance line to all-time high, 20%. So that is a real breakout. Question is, do we need to come back down and work through the liquidity, work through the orders in these sections where there's still interest? Let's take a look at the FIB on this. Yeah, so to get to the 618, we still have some work to do. I don't think this move is done quite yet. This would be a good speculative play. I'm going to pull this up. Alright, and so yeah, with that, our layer 1s are through. Okay, let's take a look at our legal battle here. XRP, Ripple. Very important cryptocurrency to the cause. Even if you don't like the fact that it's not decentralized, you should be cheering for it to win its case, as it does represent crypto in the modern times here. Still yet to recover. I've been looking for a play on this one. I think it's going to be testing this local top here at around 140 pretty soon here. You know, it's a respectable 20%, just like that. Looking weaker than some. Kind of a weak breakout here. There's no real volume on it. Had our golden cross a while ago. Has not recovered from the Bitcoin recent dump here. But then, you know, there's a lot of unsureness around Ripple right now. So you watch out though, because it is, when Ripple goes, it goes. Look at these moves back here. Look at these. When Ripple decides it's time, it's time. XLM. So Stellar. I like Stellar. Stellar has it's made some moves, and it's fundamentally kind of sound. I've used Stellar to transfer between exchanges, and it's super cheap. Highly recommend it if you're just trying to transfer from exchange and you're using USDT. They might charge you an arm and a leg. Trade it for Stellar, transfer that Stellar. Try it out. Should work beautifully. Looking better than XRP though. Still have yet to see a golden cross or anything like that, but this 50 will trend towards the 200 if we stay in between. If we break, it's obviously going to cross at some point. So XLM, if these types of currencies are your play, then XLM might be the one for you. All right, let's take a look at some layer 2s now. Matic. Okay, we got some volume. Today's the day. We got some volume on Matic. We've broken through the 50. We've broken through this key resistance point right here. And yeah, Matic is alive and on its way here, which is a good sign for Ethereum and layer 2s. And again, if we go back to the path of the alt season, you know, Ethereum's next, and you have to think that the large caps associated with Ethereum are going to pump. And Matic is obviously one of the most integral parts of Ethereum, being the top layer 2 solution for Ethereum. Let's take a look at Zilka. Still looking very, very weak. Under the 200, under the 50, looking weaker than many. Let's take a look at it on some shorter time frames for fun, though. Trying to see if this stochastic was bottoming out. Nope. Micro uptrend. This candle is probably to do with Maddox. Got some baby Matic going on. Okay, so from here, I don't want to check every crypto on my list here, but let's take a look at some of my favorites. Take a look at this layer 0 pond I've been watching for a while. Big pump today. Layer 2s did some moves today. Real nice. Now pond being a recent development, just has its 200 appearing now for the first time. Trading under the 200, but above the 50 just barely. Recent deal with Matic. This is a very interesting scaling solution play out of India. Should be on people's radar. Marlin Pond. It's in like the top 200 now. Or is it? I think it's in the top 500 actually. Still. One to be watching. It's made some moves. It tends to spike up. If you're trading this one, have your exit sent. Have an OCO order sent on Binance, and I would probably put my stops, you know, 8.5-ish, a little bit, and then have a random sell order. You know, I would put my random sell order like 13, 14 cents, because it like to spike and then sell off. Big whale manipulation on this one. It's still really young. You find the whales, they're gonna manipulate the strong fundamentals before they're discovered, and so they're gonna spike them up and then sell them off and garner interest and, you know, hopefully catch people on the top. That's what the whales are trying to do. They're trying to catch people buying into the FOMO and then dumping on them intraday. It happens constantly with this one. Been tracking pond here for a minute. Alright, let's go to our AMM tokens. Start with BNB. To add one. Before we get to KCS though, we'll go through BNB. I have to re-update my guy here. But yeah, BNB, looks like we're making a head and shoulder, a reverse head and shoulders. So we'll probably be testing this level momentarily here. Easy small trade to get into. It's still no man's land. It probably would have been better to buy in the shoulder, buy this area. Let's take a look at this. Swing high to swing low. Oops. So we are trading in this between this fib level here. Of course, BNB though, the strongest utility token in the game. More perks than the biggest AMM, and you know, the most revenue generated for an AMM, which makes it where it is in the market cap standings. Let's see, is it third? Let's just refresh. Yep, we're still ahead of Cardano on BNB. Yep, and AMM tokens have yet to really pump here, so I would really keep an eye on BNB. Let's look at Uni, probably the most decentralized AMM. Yep, same thing, building reverse head and shoulders. Looks like it's setting up. Let's get both of these. Yeah, so BNB has had its golden cross. Uni has yet to make its golden cross. FTT, new all-time highs, wicked. Yep, it looked like it did approach the 618. Hope you took profits. Might be tired for a minute though. It is setting a higher low though, so keep an eye. It might be in an uptrend. Below the 50, above the 200. Take a look at KCS next. Okay, KCS. Just, wow, looking really strong here. Yep, I would expect it to be hitting these local tops here relatively short order. Not the highest percentage gains here, but still. One to be watching for sure. Alright, let's take a look at some of the winners. Keep today. Woof. So this is your decentralized file storage play. Hit all-time highs. Big sell-off though. Not quite ready. I would not, because it's not holding its gains here, I would not expect this to really. Let's take a look at its shorter time frames. I'd definitely watch it. Definitely watch it. But it's not keeping its gains. Therefore, you know, we might, you know, this move was too soon. Essentially, don't buy. Just watch. And no, yeah, these Arweave, Filecoin, Arweave, Keep. These are big. Decentralized file storage is going to be huge moving forward. Okay, let's go take a look. I'll do one more today. Take a look at Axie. Woof. Just destroying. Axie, just a god. Opens up at 10 cents less than 1 year ago. We're at 150 bucks. That's 1500x, boys. Imagine that. Imagine that. 1,000 bucks. 1.5 mils. If you would have gotten on Axie, it really makes you consider NFTs, NFT gaming, and the potential. This is just the first mover, boys. Axie. really makes you wonder what are these huge, you know, we got Alice, you know, we got TLM, we got Soul, you know, we've got some games coming, boys. We got younger games coming out too. We got Legends of Crypto. There's this year, these might be your moon coins, boys. Okay, I said that was gonna be the end, but I can't do this solid without going through Doge, of course. Okay, so Doge is just at a death cross. It's looking so weak. Elon Musk has not put out a tweet in a minute. He has not pushed Doge. In fact, some of his comments about Doge have been very speculative. Like maybe he's starting to realize that Doge might not be suitable for what Elon's trying to accomplish. With that said, I do get a sense that he cares about Doge and his people that believe him as the Doge father. But with that said, it's done absolutely nothing since May. Since the May crash. You know, the initial Bitcoin recovery, you know, it went up 100%, but so did everything else. And then the September dump, it's still closer to the September dump than the October recovery. So if you compare this chart to Bitcoin, there's the dump, and here's the recovery. Here's Doge. So, yeah, it's concerning. However, meme coins are not dead, because we have another meme coin here, known as SHIB, Shiba Inu, which actually has more utility than Doge, as, you know, it's got some AMM properties. It's got its, you know, it's got its own exchange, and it's setting up something. So I don't know. It's too early to make that lower drawing, but let's see. Volume's obviously up. It's obviously up significantly. It hasn't had a huge dump off and sell. It's holding this line. This might be, you know, the next Doge. Although personally, meme coins freak me out because fundamentally they just can't hold up. They just don't have, particularly being a big cap. Is this a justified big cap? Of course it's not. Not even justified in the top 100, honestly. Sorry. Don't dislike for that. Just my opinion, not financial advice. Baby Doge. The youngest of the meme coins. Worth watching anyway. You can make some money on these. That's the thing about meme coins. You can make money off them. Are they speculative? Are they super risky? Yes. But is there potential here? Yes. Ridiculous potential. So, yeah, Baby Doge. I kind of like this look as well. Let's take a look at Baby Doge on CoinMarketCap here. This is hilarious to me. $450 million market cap already. That's crazy. Yeah, not too young for me. Gonna be watching it. I don't know what to make of this quite yet here. Let's take a look at Elon, aka Dogeloin. Dogelon. Double top today. Stochastic is topping out here, well above the 50. Take a look at this. I'm looking for lower market cap, 122. So this is lower than Baby Doge. Get on KuCoin, okay. Definitely also worth paying attention to. Kind of similar to Baby Doge, but it's doing a little bit more to start here. Let's see if this wants to go for a re-breakout. If it does, it might be worth an entry. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, 618. Put us. Yes, it's a 50% move. It decides to break down potentially here. So, yeah, let's keep watching. Okay, alright, real last one. Let's pick one more. Anyone in the comments section? Any requests from the comments section on our first stream today? No go? No go? I think maybe we'll look at an obscure one here, but still very respectful. Let's take a look at Dent Wireless. So this is automated, decentralized mobile internet solution, and obviously it's made some moves. Tucked out back in April. Long-term prospects do look really good for this coin here. The best in its class in over like 110 countries, although it's still sort of trading in between. Still no golden cross on it. Here's the September dump from Bitcoin. We're still not recovered. Looks better than a lot. It's better than, you know, like Doge and some of these meme coins. A little slow though. Smaller cap takes some time. I do believe in Dent though. Cool, guys. Let's go back to Bitcoin for the end here. Yep, so we're pulling back a little bit. It was a quick move. We're about at this peak here. Still looking good. Let's take a look at our shorter time frames. Stochastic still topped out. RSI still in the overbought range. Yep, still trading around the 5 EMA on the 1 hour. And let me just change up these colors. We'll try that orange. And I'm going to go back to the daily and let's take a look at something here. Let's take a look at potential take profits on Bitcoin. If you happen to be in a position right now, which I'm sure a lot of you are. Oh boy, 86K. That's what the stochastic is, or what the FIB is reading. Well, boys, thanks for watching me in my original live stream here. That's it for now. I'm going to make this a regular routine. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See if we can come up with some more insights, some more trades. Figure something out. A little less downtime, a little less wasted time, a little less speculation, a little bit more solid picks for all you viewers here. So thanks for showing up and watching, everybody. I appreciate that. if you liked what you saw today, please do me a favor. Hit follow and hit subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you next time.